Right, welcome back. And as we spoke about the security and stability of the country that has made us or enabled us to move on with our developmental plans, we now start to discuss part of our developmental plan, which is transforming towards digitization. This is a process that has been underscored by the president, how important is such a transformation, and how will this be a matter of security or national security for the citizen, as well as facilitating his daily life, plus many other aspects in all fields of life. We'll be discussing this with our distinguished guest tonight, Dr. Abdel Ghoneim, Vice Chairman of Arab Federation of Digital Economy. Thank you so much for being with us.
Welcome.
Before we move on with our discussion, let me first take this very quick report. And President Sisi directs to speed up implementation of digitization initiative in Egypt. Let's watch.
The President's directives came during a meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, the President's advisor for national projects Sharif Ismail, and Communications and Information Technology Minister Amra Talat. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Bassam Radi said the meeting reviewed the implementation progress of the national projects in the field of communication and information technology nationwide. Sisi's directives aim to support the government's performance through providing the best digital services for citizens nationwide. Talat shed light on the progress of currently carried out projects of artificial intelligence to improve governmental services. The head of state was briefed on efforts to improve mobile and internet services and develop post offices through providing banking services, in addition to changing Egypt into a digital country. The head of state was briefed on efforts to improve mobile and internet services and develop post offices through providing banking services, in addition to changing Egypt into a digital country. Sisi said that a major project to digitalize the government services will use artificial intelligence technology to allow the government to have a full picture of financial and health conditions of Egyptians, identify their needs, and offer proactive services before citizens request or apply for them. The system will replace extensive surveys Egypt had to rely on to offer social services. At the high-level Africa-Europe Forum in Austria, President Sisi stressed the importance of tech digitization to Africa's development. He said that the advancement of technology and digitization in Africa is key to the development of the continent's infrastructure and He said that the advancement of technology and digitization in Africa is key to the development of the continent's infrastructure and economic competitiveness. Sisi said African countries have been struggling to compete with the rest of the world despite significant improvements in many countries' economic performance, pointing to a combination of internal struggles such as instability and terrorism, along with external pressures. He noted that technology could serve as a golden gateway to help bring Africa up to speed with the rest of the world, he said, urging the international community to increase its involvement and investments in Africa to spur the continent's development.
Right, welcome back, and back to our discussion. Let me again welcome our guest, Dr. Abdel Ghoneim, Vice Chairman of the Arab Federation of Digital Economy. Thank you again for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And we've all been following up with the efforts exerted from the state in order to be able to transform towards digitalization. How do you view those efforts, and how important are or is the process of transformation towards digitalization?
Yeah, I think now we're living in a digital era. Now we're living in the heart of technology and smart solutions.
Yes, indeed.
Since around 4 years, His Excellency President Abdel Sisi launched the Digital Transformation Initiatives. What it means to offer all the services to the citizen in easily and sufficient and quick way in digital form. This means the government itself re-engineering all the processes of the services to offer to the citizen in digital form. This got a lot of effort because since years the government working in isolation situation. Each government, each entity has its database. It is not connecting. Now there is integration. The first step to the unifying all the databases and connecting each other in one central database. Second one, they did data cleansing for this data because the data built since 30, 40
very
years.
Old
very old
database.
Very old. After that, they built the biggest data center in the new capital. For these things, you must developing your infrastructure. We developing all the informational infrastructure. They paying around 100 billion Egyptian pound to transforming and developing the infrastructure. They're raising the speed of the internet from 5 megabit per second to 40 megabit per second to co-op with the digital era.
Yes.
And even in the new administrative capital, the beginning in the latest, the late of the art for the speed in the internet there from 100 megabit per second to 200 megabit per second. And for this, we're preparing the theater for implementing the digital transformation initiative. We began first with the Port Said government, because you must have a pilot.
Yes.
Yeah, it has succeeded since a couple of years.
Yes.
They're applying now around 155 e-services for the citizen there. Now they're moving to another 5 governorate. And at the same time, Egypt preparing the other governments. They're preparing the internet speed. They're launching the TIPA-1 satellite for broadband internet to covering Sinai and the Upper Egypt and the New Valley, because you cannot connecting these long distance by fiber optics. It takes money, it takes time. Now they're launching Egypt digitalization platform. This platform within a couple of years shall offering around 550 e-services to all the citizens in Egypt. This is big effort because it needs time. Do you mean how much we delayed? We are not delayed because this project, it needs a lot of money. Globally, last year, the global spent around $5.1 trillion for such initiatives all over the world. We cannot pay $1 trillion in Egypt. This is why we split this initiative for 5 years. We split it in stages. Now we finished a big stage. You're preparing the theater for internet and all these things. But still, a lot of villages in Upper Egypt, they are not covered by internet. They are not covered by telecommunication. This is why last week the government did a big contract with Netherlands companies to build 6,000 communication and internet towers to big coverage for the whole Egypt. I think now we're moving towards the Egypt digitalization. Yeah, this means...
The digitized Egypt.
Yeah, digitizing Egypt. This means all the citizens in Egypt must get all their services through mobile apps, through kiosk, through platforms, everything, and paying at the same time through credit cards and any payment gateway. And this step will fighting the corruption and let the government to have...
Right. You're moving here to this question that I was moving to, which is how, or as the president here has said before, he spoke about transformation towards digitization would really help the country in its national security.
Yeah.
This is not, or it was not very much obvious for people, or they don't really get what is the relevance here. So please illustrate.
Do you know, since 10 years ago, you haven't enough information. The information now is the new gold. When you haven't any information, you cannot planning at all. You're planning randomly. But now you have the biggest database unified for the whole citizens, the whole buildings, the whole economy, everything. They are integrated each other. You can easily planning for 10 years, 20 years ago, from now to in future. You easily have a look and expecting what the citizen needs in this area and that area and that area, because the needs different from
Connected networks.
Yeah, even the needs for the citizen in Sinai different than Cairo, than the Upper Egypt. We're using now the artificial intelligence in these databases, because do you know the Industrial Revolution 4 playing a big role in the new smart cities. We're using the Internet of Things. What it means, Internet of Things? They are controlled with smart cameras, smart sensors. They controlling the traffic, the climate, the infrastructure, the security, and everything. Now you're controlling Egypt. Even in the borders, you're controlling from the terrorist by this kind of technology. The smart technology now is the main thing. And now we're not only moving to digital transformation, we're moving to digital economy. His Excellency, Mr. President, say we must export next year's $200 billion. Do you mean? Now we're exporting around $30 billion, and we're importing more than $65 billion. How you moving for the export from $30 billion to 100? You must use the technology. You must have the platforms. You must using the e-commerce platforms to selling all our products. You must added value to all our products.
So we're speaking here, or as I understand here, we're speaking about how the transformation towards digital, or the digital transformation, would really add to or be part of the 2030 Sustainable Development Vision.
Yeah. The Egyptian Vision 2030 for Sustainable Development Goals, it's co-op with the UN SDGs, the same. Yeah.
Indeed.
But I think most of these, depending on the core of it, it is technology. Because by technology you can fighting poverty. By technology you can enhancing education. By technology you can enhancing the health care. Everything by technology you can supporting and enhancing. Without that, what is technology? The databases, even the safety for the people. Now we are going to
facilitating services also for the citizens.
Without moving, daily we have something like 2-3 million people moving towards the government entities, to queuing there and here to get the service. When he gets his services, when he's staying home through mobile apps or through Egypt platforms, it is easily, he's saving time, saving money, saving everything. And he can easily get his services in efficient and effective way.
Right. Before we move on with our discussion, let's have a very quick report. And the minister here reveals plans to achieve Digital Egypt strategy. Let's watch the strategy and come back.
Thank you.
Let's watch.
Communication Minister Amr Talat unveiled steps adopted by his ministry to achieve the strategy of Digital Egypt, which seeks switching to the digitization. The minister added that the digitization of Port Said and transforming it into a smart city is one of the earliest achievements of the strategy, which is based on two key pivots: digital transformation and development of human capacities. Minister Talat said that the first stage of the pilot digitization project in Bursaid was launched in mid-2019, noting that the fourth stage will be launched in the coastal city in the coming weeks. He added that under the planned system, Egyptians will be able to contact customer service numbers and have services delivered to their doorstep instead of having to move between multiple government offices for several days. The minister noted that the government launched the digital signature technology for the first time in Egypt in December, since a law regulating it was passed in 2004. The move, which involves signing contracts and official documents online, is aimed at making communication between the government and investors easier and finalizing business deals swiftly. The system, which can verify the identities of citizens, is aimed at combating fraudulent practices, ensuring that subsidies reach those entitled to them, and guaranteeing proper management of government resources. Talat stressed that these services cover many areas, including notarization, renewing driving licenses, utilities and electricity, municipalities, and agriculture and marriage officials.
Well, welcome back, and let me get back to you, Dr. Ghoneim, with the strategy that was announced by Egypt. And we're speaking about the e-system, the artificial intelligence that is used. We're speaking about the e-commerce, the e-banking, the e-taxation, the e-everything.
Yeah, everything beginning with E.
Exactly. But here we have also to speak about the E in the education and health system, and how important were transformation towards or the digital transformation in those two sectors.
Yeah, I think Egypt did a very good effort, especially in education and in healthcare. But not only these two sectors, because we're moving towards the digital economy, because the leading is the digital economy. How we spend money in education and health without funding, injecting more money in these projects. But anyway, we're developing a lot of platforms for education. We build a knowledge system for education, having a lot of curriculums, a lot of databases for different stages. This has helped Egypt in last year during COVID-19. We complete the educational year. At the same time, most of the countries around Egypt, they stop the school and shut down.
Yes.
This is why we have a lot of bright points in our journey.
See, Dr. Ghoneim, let me take it here personal-wise a little bit, but say that this year, the past year, that was the first year that we dealt in education with the existence of this coronavirus, this global threat.
Yeah.
And we as Egyptians, we were not very much comfortable, yet we were not even very much at ease with using things online.
Yeah.
And despite that, we've been able to overcome this process, which means that Egyptians really are hard
They
workers.
have capabilities.
Yes,
They have
indeed.
capabilities.
Building in Egyptian calibers, and how important is it to prepare them to be able to cope with the transformation towards digitization?
Yeah, through His Excellency Mr. President initiatives, there is a lot of lines parallel. The main lines is building capacity for the people. The Ministry of Telecommunications and ICT trained more than 100,000 from the youth in the new sectors of technology for building platform for security issues, for dealing with artificial intelligence. Even in the universities, we have now college for artificial intelligence, for nanotechnology, for biotechnology, because the industry for blurring the lines between the physical and digital and biological spheres. Now you cannot separate between the virtual reality. The virtual reality now is a part of our life.
Indeed.
Now the new mobiles, not only seeing the other on the line, you can see it really.
Yes, yes.
This is why
Embodied. You can see it.
Yeah, this is they have it now.
Right.
They're using the holograms
Yes,
technology.
indeed.
They have
indeed.
it now.
Yes, we have seen some concerts that were made by the hologram.
Yeah, but this is on the theater. But now there is some applications on mobile.
Really,
Yeah.
just don't
I
give,
think
don't give ideas to my children.
the
Not
fourth
now.
industrial revolution will change all over the world, the way we live, the production.
Right.
Now, most of the cars are moving now to self-driving cars.
Yes.
Yeah. What does
They
that mean?
self-park even.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even all the machines in homes, in factories, it shall have IP address. You can connecting your fridge in home and asking what you need from me when I...
Dr. Ghoneim, here, before we end, because I have only left for me 1 minute. How do you view the future of digitization in Egypt, and what's your hopes?
I think even Egypt going forward in quick way and stable way for digitalization. I think the vision of His Excellency Mr. President Fattah al-Sisi have a good vision to put Egypt in very high technological way.
Right. Indeed, Dr. Abdel Ghoneim, Vice Chairman of the Arab Federation of Digital Economy, thank you so much for being
Thank you
with us.
very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear viewers, many thanks for watching. Next Sunday would be another debate with another colleague and another important discussion. Until then, good night.